What is going on, YouTube? PPS here, YouTube play of the day. We're coming at you guys with two spots, one NBA, one college basketball today. I'll be switching it up a little bit just as NBA has been significantly better for me lately. Obviously, Past the Prop's been doing pretty well. I think we just crossed another either 6 or 7 units over there. So hopefully you guys are still able to watch that show and cash in on those. So I know we had Andrew Wiggins last night, and hopefully we can get another one here today. So let me just get this all ready to roll. Heading into tonight's slate, there's a massive college basketball slate. So only picking one spot, and we'll pull that up right away. It's going to move through. I'm going to try and move through these a little bit quicker because usually when I do two, turns into like a 10-minute show. So we're going to try and switch that up a little bit. So I'm going to go Ohio first. It's going to be Ohio over 155.5. They're facing Western Michigan today. I don't take a ton from the first matchup. Ohio shot extremely hot, scored 94 points at home. My issue is Western Michigan is absolutely atrocious at guarding the three, and their defense is terrible. So we could see a number like that pop up again. Ohio is 46th in the country in terms of pace, 159 in offense. Western Michigan, not great this year, obviously. 150 in pace, but they're 303 in defense. Ohio's defense isn't great either. My thing for them is they're not big, right? And they're not really physical. Western Michigan does have a few bigs, and I think my biggest thing for them is obviously it's a home matchup, one of the last home ones. I think this game stays a little bit closer just because Ohio kind of has, a little bit of a look ahead spot to the weekend against Miami of Ohio. Which is a big rivalry game, but I think Western Michigan keeps this close, and you see Ohio have to turn it on a little bit. That's why I didn't want to roll first half, just because we could see a little bit of that. Western Michigan is also top 15 in the country in terms of offensive rebounding. I think that's important. First matchup, like I said, wasn't great. Western Michigan shot terribly. But like I said, I think they have four dudes on their team with at least 40 offensive rebounds. If you want to go to Ohio side, they have nobody. No single player has over 40 offensive rebounds this year. I think that's important because Ohio is kind of like one of those, a little bit more finesse teams. They're big. Their leading scorer, AJ Clayton, 37% from three. You go down the list, even their other forward, I think it's Hadaway, 6'8", junior, 35% from three. Just really not a super physical team in the paint. And Western Michigan has guards that are willing to go down there and get those offensive rebounds. I think another guy that might be important here in this game is going to be Owen Lobsinger. He's their big for Western Michigan, 6'9", 225, shoots a lot of threes. Hopefully he doesn't today. Hopefully he goes into the paint. But he's actually their best free throw shooter. So I wanted to talk about that because they're absolutely awful at free throws, and both of these teams foul at over 25% of their possessions. So both of them are very bad in terms of playing defense without fouling. They have Western Michigan has one of their guards, one of their top scorers, shooting 50% from the free throw line, which is kind of bringing their team average down. It's like 50-something percent, or it's like 68, 66%, something like that. And I think everybody else that we're going to want to shoot free throws is 72% or higher. Not great. Ohio is a top 50 free throw shooting team, so that obviously is nice at the end of the game when you have guys who can ice games out and obviously shoot the ball well. We saw the pace in that first matchup turn up pretty fast. I think if Ohio gets out to an early lead, we could see that pace continue. I know this is, like I said, a tough spot coming off of a huge win against Akron, and then this is kind of that middle spot. So I think this game stays closer. I think we see it close enough that we see some free throws at the end. But also I think Western Michigan kind of puts up a little bit more of a fight because I think they're like 7 games out, just kind of getting into that seeding for the tournament there, the MAC tournament. So I like this over. I think this pace should be pretty damn quick with Ohio running the show a little bit more here. And I think Western Michigan puts a lot better effort into this game than what they showed in that first matchup, which was, I believe, it was an absolute beatdown Looking at the number of that game, 94-69. So obviously would have cleared this number in that first game. But again, Ohio shot 60% from the field. There was no defense there. Western Michigan is not a good three-point shooting team, but they kept shooting them, had 18 threes attempted. There's 16%. They still got to 70 points because they were able to score in the paint. Both teams very, very good in the paint. 70 total points scored in the paint. So could definitely be something that we see here from this Western Michigan team. Hey, maybe not shoot threes. We suck at them. Maybe let's drive the ball. So hopefully they take that and bring it into this game. So heading over to NBA, I'm going to head over to De'Aaron Fox at 35.5 PRA here tonight. The first off against the Pelicans, close spread. It's tough to use all the data from the games that he played with Wemby, but obviously if you want to go into those, he's been very, very good. I believe it was the first after their game on the first against OKC was traded. First game against the Hawks, 24-13. Obviously some big boy numbers here. But the last three games, right? Those are the three games that he's played without Wemby. They just played the Pelicans. He shot 1 for 7 from 3 for 16 from the field. They got blown out. Outside of that, he's been very, very good, right? 26, 9, and 7, 27, 5, and 5. 12.3 rebounding chances in these games was something I was not expecting. We're seeing still 14 potential assist opportunities over these last three games, and that's still with Chris Paul averaging 10, right? Chris Paul playing 26 minutes. We're seeing a little bit closer to 36 for De'Aaron Fox. I think if this game obviously stays closer, we should see him play a little bit more as well. I just really like the spot for De'Aaron Fox. We should see a lot of long rebounds, a lot of threes put up in this game. Pace should be there. Pelicans are playing extremely fast. This team just really doesn't have that dominant big anymore, right? You got no Victor. So now you're rolling with, Charles Bassey when he's healthy, right? Svi Mikhailuk, or not Svi Mikhailuk, the guy from my old team. Why can't Sandro? Wow, why did I pull up Svi Mikhailuk? I have no idea why that name came out, but Sandro Mamashvili, whatever, however you say it. But I was really impressed with the peripherals. I think that I don't know if the rebounds are going to stay that high, but the assist numbers, obviously, we'd love to see that, especially when only 5 and 5 in the last two games, and he was averaging almost 12.5 potential assists in those spots. Pelicans not very good at defending the paint. They do really struggle in that aspect. I think we should see an absolute pace in this one. And also CJ McCollum should be playing here. Trey Murphy, I believe Zion is even playing here. You don't see that very often. So that is also another reason I like it too, because it's a 240 total. And I mean, if we see any of those guys missing, it's probably a little bigger than a 3-point spread. So if we can get these games close, we've seen De'Aaron Fox in the one close game that they played. It was against Phoenix. He played 37 minutes with no Victor in that game. So I do not expect one of the better guards in the league to be shooting 18% from the field, 14% from three. We've seen his numbers, obviously, over a very, very large sample size. We can even use the whole month, just the month of February alone, 47% from the field, 31% from three, and 21, 7, and 5 on average here. So I'm expecting a big night from Fox. I'm expecting 35, 36 minutes here and absolutely dicing this Pelicans defense. That's absolutely brutal. So sign me up, De'Aaron Fox, over 35.5 PRA, minus 110. So thank you guys so much. Tried to get under 10 minutes, and we did just that. So have a good one, guys. Best of luck tonight, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow for Pass the Prop.